Day, a thankful one, and we thank God so much for how far we have come on the show as well. You know how we do it on Fridays. We get conversations going with colleagues in the industry, and today quite a number of things have come up. I'm sure yesterday you saw the post from Larry, who, as we are told, has been sentenced to 7 days imprisonment. Mutala, I'm sure, will definitely give us some bits on that. But we'll talk about it because the Ghana Journalists Association has also waded into the conversation. Then we'll also look at all the things that have happened during the course of the week. Interior Minister is proposing that going forward, we should have some legislation that would make drug testing mandatory for people seeking job applications into the public service and also the private sector as well. So before you go for a job, or once you are in there, you'd also be tested for drugs, because Charlie, too much is happening these days. Too much. People are getting to handle with they're handling situations with quite a number of things as well. So it's an interesting one, and the show promises to be exciting. We'll also be having a conversation with Dr. Sifa. We'll be talking about cataract. What happens when you have cataract? Some of you don't even know that you have cataract. And so we'll be talking about it, and what Great Kingdom Medical Center is also doing with regards to treatment of cataract. And quite a number of interviews as well lined up for your viewing pleasure. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. This morning, we are going straight to court. But before then, let's take a breather. When we return, Mutala Gwenote is ready. All right, so thank you so much for staying on with us. This is still J Today here on GH1 Television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. And like you just saw, time to go to court. Mutala Kwenote Inusa has read me. Mutala, good morning.
Good morning, Joshua.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
And unfortunately, Sewa is not here because she would have loved your dressing, the Don Carlo dress.
You guys have said that on Fridays you don't advise plenty. So when it happens like that, Fridays you have to be. I mean, there's no pressure.
Yes, I like how you've pocketed with the denim pants and then the jackets, white inner. I think not Cox should come and investigate you.
I need some dollars in my pocket. So I'm trying to create space so that once you give me something small,
you make my enemies get me this morning. Anyways, Mutala, it's been a very busy week for you at the court. Quite a lot of things from the ECOWAS court to the High Court in Accra. So many things are happening.
It's busy. Yesterday we started from the ECOWAS court, but yesterday, you know that there was a news that broke that we had a news broke that one of our colleagues, Larry, was sentenced or convicted and sentenced to 7 days for contempt.
Yeah, and let me quickly read what he himself posted. You know, and at a point I was wondering that, managing editor of the Herald newspaper, he posted this yesterday. Justice Isaac Addo for an Accra High Court has just convicted me and sentenced me to 7 days imprisonment in the case involving Kevin Ochiri and Petraco SA. The Herald newspaper reported only on a petition filed by the multinational company with CID, Yoko, GIP, Attorney General, etc. Ghana deserves better. Journalism is not a crime. That's what he posted after the news broke that he's been sentenced to 7 days.
Exactly. So he put. I read it, the same thing, and this morning I'm just trying to read the whole process. So I'm not even much familiar with what the whole issue is all about. But one thing that I know about how the court processes go, how proceedings are dealt with in court is that I think he's a respondent in the matter.
Yes.
He's a defendant in the matter before the court. And the court will always say that once you're a party in the matter, the court at some point in time will bar the parties from publishing anything about that case until the subject matter before the court is dealt with. And the understanding is that, yes, the case was sub judice, the case was pending where the judge or the court made the order that the party should desist from any form of publication. So the understanding is that there was some level of publication in there, and like he mentioned, there was a petition that he published. And once that petition concerns the subject matter before the court, Joshua, you are trekking a very tricky area. That is what it means. It means you are trying to cross the line. If indeed the court is clear to say that the party should not say any form of public, even your social media, go in there to even update, leave the matter, let the court determine the matter, and then at the end the court will make a decision. But it is something that is developing. We'll keep following that. I've seen a statement from the Ghana Journalists Association and all of that. We'll get a ruling copy of the decision, and then we'll get to know what exactly went into the mind of the court in arriving at the 7-day custodial sentence for the editor of the Herald newspaper. So that's just by way of what my thought or what I do know about this very situation. We'll get to know probably what the whole
because we know this has been trending since February of this year.
Yeah,
the whole matter started way back in February.
Yeah. So
and then yesterday we heard.
So what it means that the substantive matter itself is still pending before the court. So the court look at the conduct of the parties when the matter is before the court. And so as a party, as a direct party, your conduct, your behavior, and then the way and manner you conduct yourself should not impede on the processes before the court. And if you do anything that impedes on the processes of the court, you'll be hurt. And I'm sure we'll get to know.
We'll get to that.
So on
the lady behind you, the former Chief Justice,
so this is
Chief Justice.
This is the Supreme Court of Ghana.
Yeah.
This is our Supreme Court, and this is how the judges sit. So this is a 5-member panel, and always the one in the middle is the chair. And in this case, who is in the middle. That is Justice Gertrude Tokonu
Araba
in the middle. So one of the cases at the Supreme Court where she presided, and in this case the cameras were allowed. So that's how you can see the Supreme Court chamber and all of that. And this is the gallery where the lawyers, all the wigs you see are the lawyers. So this is when you want to address the Supreme Court, this is your seat. So when you are done with your case, then you vacate, then the next person also moves and sits in there and all of that. But why am I bringing you this video picture again? Yesterday we talked about it, but it was in respect of the ECOWAS court.
Yeah.
Today I'm talking to you about it in respect of the Supreme Court itself. This very chamber, this very Supreme Court is a discussion that I'm having with you. So you know that when the Chief Justice at the time was suspended, she had questioned the qualification or the legitimacy of the committee, the 5-member committee that was set to investigate into this particular petitions that were received. She made mention about that. You know, the committee had 2 justices of the Supreme Court, Justice Gabriel Pama, who chaired, and Justice Samuel Esiedu. Then, of course, also had issues with the other 3 members of the committee. And remember that even at the ECOWAS court made it clear that if she has issues to challenge about how the 3 others even took their oath, it is a Ghanaian court that she can seek redress, not to come to the ECOWAS court and all of that. So based on that, she filed an action at the Supreme Court to challenge the Article 146 committee. Initially, she proceeded with an interlocutory injunction to ask that, look, let's pause the work of the committee until the Supreme Court deals with the matter. And it is now that the Supreme Court is going to deal with the matter. So just imagine that the Supreme Court is okay, we are granting the injunction. It means that the committee will not be working until after this decision, that substantive matter is dealt with. Now, on the 28th of May, the Supreme Court sat, and remember that day we did report that she was not present. One of the lawyer, in fact, the lawyer in the case, Godfred Yeboah-Adame, brought a letter seeking to withdraw, and the Supreme Court said that, look, there's no notice that the letter was served on the lady, the former Chief Justice, and the Supreme Court also described it as defective and proceeded to adopt the proceedings or the processes that Godfred Yeboah-Adame filed. The Supreme Court then again proceeded to say that, look, they are consolidating this very case with another case that was filed by a citizenship, constitutional, and electoral system, and that one, the applicant sued the Attorney General and the former Chief Justice as the second defendant. So if you look at the case, in the citizenship case, the former Chief Justice is the second defendant, but the former Chief Justice also initiated that her own action. The Supreme Court merged these two. She said that, look, at the time that the Supreme Court, yes, she filed a motion to say that the Supreme Court should review the orders that made and also fix July 2 to deliver judgment, because one, there's a miscarriage of justice, it's not being heard. And the reason Godfred Yeboah-Adame brought the letter for withdrawal was that in the respect of these cases, she has 2 lawyers before the court. One lawyer in the one filed by the citizenship because she's a defendant, and her own action was the one that Godfred Yeboah-Adame is dealing with. And so at some point in time, she has sat down with them and said, look, because the cases are in court, they look the same issue, let's have one lawyer dealing with the matter. So then one of the 2 lawyers will have to withdraw. And what's the reason why Godfred Yeboah-Adame was withdrawing by way of the letter that he sent to the court? And the court that day made the point that the proceedings of the day be served on her personally and all of that. She makes the point that that has not been done. The Supreme Court taking that decision to fix July 2nd for judgment in that case, it should be reviewed. The orders should be reviewed. She should be heard before the Supreme Court can take it. So she filed that particular motion, essentially saying that, look, that July 2nd judgment day should not stand because you have caused a miscarriage of justice, and she'll be seeking an opportunity to review that in this particular case. So sometime this month, that will be held at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will hear the motion, and they will see whether what will happen in relation to this particular matter. So that's the update in relation to this particular matter. So that is the Kwabena Edukusi, lawyers, one of the lawyers, that's the lawyer that she'll be sitting on this particular case with at the Supreme Court. And of course, the Deputy Attorney General Dr. Jesrem Sai, who is representing the Republic of Ghana. So that is it with Justice Gertrude Eraba Esaba Saki Tokonu, the former Chief Justice.
Well, wait and see how all of that pans out. But talk to me about Chairman to me, because yesterday I remember speaking to you on Newsroom, and
yes.
you gave an indication that his new lawyer is asking for some level of extension.
Yes, so Samuel Atachia. So now, in respect of the summer boy, Andy Apiakubi is now Pasco. He's not a previous lawyer, or old lawyer, or former lawyer. But in respect of the other cases, he's still active in there. So we know that he has appointed Samuel Atachia to and have engaged Samuel Atachia at least about twice already since we've heard the news. One, confirming to me. Two, he says that yes, they have finalized everything, and then he will be filing processes to ask for extension, and we saw that. She's eventually saying that he will need time to peruse the processes, to procure, and then file a watertight written submission. But remember that the court is saying the written submission that you intend to file is not compulsory. It's optional. So whether you file or you do not file, the court will still have to work. And then that motion has been set for the 29th of June, few days before. But we know now officially that 3rd July it's holiday, right? So
yes, according to the statement issued by the Interior Minister.
Exactly. So it means this judgment will not happen on the 3rd of July. But then the law is also, the practice is that the next available working day after the holiday, that is 6th July. It's a Monday. So until Monday that this case will come up. The Attorney General, following that request from the new lawyers of Chairman Buntumi, has also replied and said that, look, we are opposing to the processes that have been passed. One of the grounds that Samuel Atachia said was that he needs the proceedings of the courts to be able to now familiarize himself with it and then take a decision. At AG is saying that, look, along the line, at every sitting, the parties get their own record. So if he needs any record, he said, look, he's filed to the court to get the process and he's not gotten there. If you need any record, the best person to give you record is the previous lawyer who was dealing with the case. He has all the files, all the proceedings and all that. So you don't wait for the court processes and all. You already have it. So the proper custody to get the processes to respond to it's with your previous lawyer. So you don't also wait. You have indicated that you have been appointed on the 15th, and you have to wait until the 23rd. Few days before 23rd, he filed the process on 23rd, and the court is saying that they should conclude their written submission by 24. You waited few days before or a day before, and then you filed the processes. So the AG is arguing that what were you doing between 15th and that 23rd? A whole week. So it was that kind of quote unquote that deliberate attempt to delay the matter. So that is how the Attorney General is also opposing, and definitely the Deputy Attorney General will be the one to argue that. And so they'll be back in court on the 29th of June for the court to determine that motion, whether to now reschedule the judgment date as lawyer Atachia has asked, or the court will say that because written submission is not compulsory and the parties have closed their case, the court will proceed with its judgment. So that is the update in relation to Bernard and Tribu Isiaku, popularly known as Chairman Buntumi, in the Summer Boy case.
Interesting. And we do know that Sedina Tamaklo is back in the country.
Yes.
But a lot of people are asking what is happening with her. There's an appeal process that has been initiated by her lawyers.
Yes. So for context, the appeal was not initiated when she came back. The appeal has been initiated long ago and it's been pending. The parties have been attending court. AG representatives have been attending court. Her lawyers have been attending court. We have the records. We do not have the record. Yes, some have arrived. It is not up to date. Make sure that we have the complement of the rest. So it's been forth and back. The parties have been arguing and all of that. So finally, the three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, following the fact that they have got a complement of all the processes, the trial processes that took place at the High Court, has fixed July 30, the last but one working day in this calendar year to deliver judgment on that particular appeal that Sedina Tamaklo is appealing. She's appealing against the 10-year custodial sentence.
So July 30 is the date that will hear this particular appeal. But then talk to me about SkyTrain.
Yes. So SkyTrain prosecution has closed this case, called 3 witnesses. The accused persons have filed submission of no case. The Attorney General has responded to the submission of no case, and Justice Audrey Kokuviti has now fixed July 2nd, the day before the holiday. It's a Thursday for a ruling. And the ruling, the effect of the ruling is that if the court makes the point that a case has been made, Professor Christopher Muyakunfi and Solomon Asamoah will enter the witness box and respond to the charges. If the court holds the view that no case has been made against them, they will be acquitted and discharged. And in terms of football, you know, the Black Stars are playing and all of that. So in respect of this case, you could say that we are at halftime, and then we are now playing the additional minute that the referee has put on, because the AG played the first half. If there's a need for the second half to be played, that would have to pass the test under the submission of no case. So that is what we will expect on the 2nd of July.
And yesterday you mentioned Sexy Don.
Yeah. Sexy Don Don. A.K.A. Gucci Youngster.
Gucci Youngster.
Yeah, so for those who remember, 8th February 2016 was when we heard the bad news that J.B. Dankwa was murdered. Now, he was arrested together with one other. The other accused person was acquitted and discharged after submission of no case. He is standing trial for murder and robbery. And at the end of the case, it was a jury trial. And on December 4, 2024, a 7-member jury returned a 4-3 verdict, which effectively means that the decision is inconclusive. It's a hung jury. Yeah. So the trial would have to start all over again. That is the law. So the retrial has been pending. His lawyers have filed processes at the Court of Appeal to challenge that particular decision, to say that there was a mistrial over there. The judge did not properly direct the jury. If they had done that, Sexy Dondon would have walked free. Yesterday, before Justice Kizita Nako Akwashi, his plea for the retrial was taken. He pleaded not guilty to the 2 charges, robbery and murder. And now the court has fixed July 8th for him to come to select his jurymen and women who will be the judges of fact to listen to all the evidence that will be adduced, and then the decision will be taken in respect of that. So that is in respect of the Sexy Dondon case.
That name, very interesting.
He said Dampari gave him the Sexy Dondon, but his real guy name is
when you have a matter in
Gucci
court,
Youngster.
If your worry is the name, we leave that to you.
No, the name plays key role. Because he said he showed the court the tattoo of Gucci Youngster. There's no Sexy Dondo.
Mutala, let's move on. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Yes. So, what more do you have for me this morning?
Of Anchor landlord. Yes. Okay. So Nana Kankam, yesterday, the prosecution led by Sefako Bache called their 8th witness. In fact, in respect of this case, the 3rd investigator testified, gave evidence in chief, subjected to cross-examination by lawyers of the accused person, and now discharged by the court. Now the parties have been asked to file their processes for submission of no case, and this is Nana Kankam in suit, very smart looking over there, and they always have support from the video that you see and then the persons involved. So now the court has adjourned to October in the next legal year to decide on submission of no case to answer. So that will be all for you, Joshua Kodjo Mensah, by way of God today.
Mutala, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing us updates from the courts. This is still J Today here on GH1 Television, and we'll take a breather on return. My guest will be seated, and then we'll get into the conversations for this morning. All the things that have been raging during the course of the week, with particular emphasis on the sentencing of the managing editor for the Herald newspaper, Larry Allans Dogbe. We'll be right back. All right, thank you so much for staying on with us. This is JT here on GH1 Television, and it's time to review all the region issues that have happened in the course of the week. And this morning, I've been joined by my own boss, the lead producer for the show. He's also the head of our political desk, Ibrahim Al-Hassan, and in his beautiful blue kaftan.
Yes.
Alaj, good morning.
Morning.
We're there inside.
Yeah, there's a lady called, I think her brand is called Nelip's Clothing. Nelip's, yeah.
Nelip's Clothing.
Yeah, Nelip's Clothing. It's a lady.
Okay.
And then I'm sure.
Oh, she did this for you?
Yeah, she did this for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I paid, of course, but.
Of course you must pay.
No.
But going forward, since you have mentioned her name, you don't have to pay.
Thank you.
For kaftans again. Yeah. And another gentleman in a very nice kaftan. You see, I would like to challenge IB and I on the set with kaftans too much. Now he's threatening us with kaftans. Audu Mahama is the managing editor of the Custodian newspaper, and Audu has joined us. Audu, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, last week you were not here.
Yes, I was doing my senior sister died. The one I followed directly. So last Friday, I had to do something. We did the 40 days on Saturday. So on Friday, I had to do one or two things. That's why I wasn't here. But some people were happy I wasn't here.
Talking about the viewers in Tamale. Some of them send messages that I think the guy knows you personally.
Yes, he said he knows me. He said they enjoyed it. He's an NEC guy. Yeah. They enjoy the show when I'm not around.
Or you give them headache.
Yeah. So today he has a lot of headache then.
Oh, today, well, let's see.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, the managing editor of the New Center newspaper is also here, Elvis Darko. Elvis, good morning.
Morning.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm not that doing well based on what happened to my friend Larry yesterday.
Oh.
The whole night I couldn't sleep because, Charlie, I just was thinking about, so it could have been me, and it could have been anybody.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking, I said, look, this work, we have taken a job that we are serving society. Nobody knows how we are paid. Because we are private practitioners. Yeah. Nobody knows how we pay our rent, buy our, whatever we are doing, nobody knows how we get the money. Yeah. And we are, on top of that saying, we are serving society. Yeah. And in the line of duty, you get into such situation. It's quite, it's quite, for me, it's a very difficult thing for me to actually absorb, because I don't think that anything about our work should be criminal. It's not that you have gone to blackmail anybody to collect money or anything. You are only discharging your duty, and this is a civil suit in any way. Yeah. So I've been pondering over it since yesterday. I was at the court, myself and Awudu and some of us. Once we got the info, we rushed to the court.
Okay. So you were even at the court?
Oh, we're there. We were there at court like over 4 hours. Back and forth. We left the court like after 2 o'clock yesterday. Wow. Yeah. So it gave me a lot of, I had a lot of thoughts actually in my mind. And in fact, to be frank with you, if I have any job today that pays me, I will leave this profession.
I got that sense. Merely he started, I got the sense that.
Because, no, clearly.
But he's right. This could have been anybody.
It could be any of us. And as I said, you are just doing your job. And it's not that you have gone to engage in any criminal activity. Yeah. But now you are being convicted of a criminal offense. Yeah. Contempt is a criminal offense. Yeah. And for me, that is the worst part of it, that I have not engaged in any criminal activity. Yeah. I believe that I have a case in this issue. Yeah. And I think that I'm pursuing something to the journalists, is the national interest. Yeah. And as a result of that, and as I said, nobody knows how you feed, nobody knows how you get money to do your operations, because you're not a state-owned media, you're a private-owned media. So how you finance your operation and everything, the public have no idea. And I know I run a newspaper. We don't even get any adverts from corporate Ghana. Yeah. Meanwhile, the advert is supposed to be 95% to almost 99% of our revenue if we are to survive. Yeah. But in the midst of all these difficulties, we are trying to survive, make a living, and at the same time still serve the public out of that. Yeah. So you go and look for your own resources, trying to serve the public. You've not engaged in any criminal activity, and then you are found of a criminal contempt, and your freedom has been taken away from you. Mm-hmm. And now you're going to be in a place with, excuse me to say, people who have been convicted of criminal offenses because they involve themselves in some criminal activity. But for you, You've not involved yourself in any criminal activity. It's a civil suit, and then for one or two reasons, you ended up being convicted, and losing your freedom and all that. It was a very sad development for me, because it's me. I'm also in the profession, so it was a very touching situation for me since yesterday. Even after this morning on my way here and asking me, I'm still pondering that what if it was me? Yeah. If it was Elvis who is convinced that I'm pursuing something and then this fate befalls me, while I pay my rent, how I move around, how I'm able to run the business, all in the interest of the nation, that I'm trying to pursue something that is in the interest of the public. And then I ended up being in such a situation. It was a very pathetic situation.
I saw the post from Larry after the sentencing was handed over, and I don't know, even if you don't know him, I have had my dealings one way or the other with Larry when I was pursuing a case in court. But I when you read what he posted, it carries a lot of emotions. So like you said, and he ended with journalism is not a crime. Yeah. So he was doing his job as a journalist. He was pushing stuff that he believed were okay, were right. But people are asking questions. Where do we draw the line between what our work as journalists, the job we offer to society, and what would not get us into fate like this?
Yeah, so I was asking myself, is a criminal sending somebody to jail, is it the only option for such an offense? Couldn't he be fined? Couldn't the judge have warned him and said, you've disrespected the court and you are standing before me claiming that you were not served. Now you are in the court. I'm giving you notice that you are served. Yeah. And from today on, such offense should not be repeated. Yeah. Because it's a civil suit. So I'm asking myself, and I wish lawyers would educate me, that in terms of contempt, whether jailing somebody is the only punishment, whether the person cannot be fined.
So the challenge is the custodial sentence.
To me, it's the custodial sentence. Because as I said, there is a civil suit somebody is facing in court. And secondly, it's not that he, as a person, has gone to do anything criminal. That is going to blackmail somebody or has gone to take a bribe or something. It's nothing of that sort. I write a story. He wrote a story about somebody. Yeah. The person said, the stories you are writing about me, I think you have defamed me. Yeah. And the person has sued. So for me, in the case of civil suit of that nature, the question I'm asking myself is, yes, send the person to jail is a punishment to offer. But is it the only punishment? Is it possible that the person could have been fined? Could the judge use the opportunity and say, if you are claiming not to have been served, now you are before me, I'm giving you the notice that from today you have been served. And therefore, if after today you repeat it, then I will not be lenient with you. Is it possible for the judge to also issue such a warning? So I've been asking myself, is that the only option available to the judge in terms of punishment? And I'll be happy if lawyers can educate me whether in contempt the only punishment is for you to be sent to jail. No. Because I believe that since it's a civil suit, assuming he's even be fined, it's a lot of punishment. The ones I said, this industry, we are not making any money. We are not getting the advert. We are struggling. But some of us have the conviction that democracy, the oxygen for democracy is free press. Yeah. The oxygen for democracy is the media, is the freedom of the media. Media is the oxygen for democracy. So some of us believe that if we don't pursue the media agenda and try to hold powerful people accountable, democracy will not thrive the way it should. That is why some of us are still in this business. Because if you are looking at it from the financial point of view, I always tell people, I completed school people who decide to branch to corporate Ghana. Today, they are managerial levels where they have official cars from their workplace. They have, every month they have fuel allocation. They have official accommodation paid for by their company, clothing allowance. Their salaries are like 100 times what I can make in a month. They get annual leaves where they can travel to outside the country to go and pay for. And these are people you completed school with in the same year. And it's not that the people are better than you academically, but you chose that you want to do something that you think you are passionate about. That is media, journalism, because you think that it's for public good. But your colleague who has not decided that no, leave the public good, let me go and look for something for my interest today. It's far better than you. The children are at international school, your children are in Saito, and even the Saito school fees is difficult for you to even find daily transportation and small snacks for your children to go to school because you chose to be in the media. So if I look at the challenges that we face as individuals, we are making so much sacrifices because if I look at my counterpart or my mate who is the corporate Ghana, and I look at all that the person is making from corporate Ghana, and I look at myself, then I know very well that if I had opted to go to corporate Ghana, not media, I would have been in a better position than I am. Yeah. That is enough sacrifice I'm making for the nation. Yeah. And then I'm in the line of duty. This is what I come across. It's really disheartening. People think, as we sit here talking, people think that we are very rich.
Oh, yes.
And people call me every day.
Yes. You appear on TV, so you should be rich.
For you to be on TV, you are holding big people accountable. You are very rich. What they don't know is that we are among the poorest in the country. We have nothing. We are very poor. Media salaries are the worst in this country. But then people sit there and think that we are doing well. And so if you look at what personal sacrifice you are making in terms of what you could have made to improve our lives, if you had opted to do anything other than
what we are doing.
If I was even decided to go and learn sewing and have my shop now, I'll be making more money than any journalist.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll be making more money than what any journalist is earning. So if you look at this sacrifice journalists are making personally, because they have a passion that somebody must decide to hold people accountable, and that is how democracy can thrive. And in line of that duty, and as I say, it's not that you have committed any criminal offense. You have not gone to blackmail anybody, you have not taken a bribe for any reason, and you just decide to pursue a case. And the person said, the way you are pursuing me, I think that you are defaming me, so let's go to court. And we are in court. And something of this happened, and then I ended up losing my freedom. I think that really it's an unfair judgment to the journalists. You consider the sacrifices the journalists make in this country to keep their work moving and informing the public about what is happening around us at our own personal comfort. At our own personal comfort. Yeah. The journalists who drive better cars in this country are about 2%. That is me, I'm being generous.
1%.
That is me, I'm being generous. The rest of us, there are so many editors who are driving Chechema cars because that's
some of them
not driving.
Have.
Yeah, the struggle for rights.
I'm telling you. But you look at the person has worked 20 years, 25 years, and you have that person has spent 20, 25 years in any private organization or even in a government institution. It's at a very senior level where the person can afford so many things because the earnings and allowances and the things. Yeah. But here's the case, you are a private person, nothing comes because the media is not making the money. Corporate Ghana is not supporting the media in this country. They prefer to spend their money on other things rather than the media. So you take all the private newspapers in this country. You may not find 3 that have adverts in them. Yeah. Private newspapers. Yeah. You may not find 3 private newspapers that have adverts in them. Yeah. But every day we are spending money to print the paper and trying to say we are supporting the growth of democracy. We are making sure that we hold people accountable. We are supporting the ordinary person and giving them information. We are making sure that we are forcing people who make policy to do what is in the interest of the nation. Yeah. And we go through all these sacrifices at our personal comfort. And then you find yourself in this situation. Yeah. The people who are listening to this should ask themselves that if they were in the shoes of the journalist, how would they feel? So sometimes people make comments about journalists and say, it's not your fault. You are not in the industry. You don't know what you go through. But if I ask you that let's exchange a job, I take over your job and enjoy all the benefits you are enjoying, and you come and take my job, you will say you will never do it. If we sit down and give you the reality, this is what I am in. So if you think that I'm not doing well, let's exchange. Your job, I can do it. Let me take your job and come and take my job. Nobody will want to take the job of the journalist. Nobody at your level will want to take the job of the... Because if you tell him that I'm a private person, I'm running the news center, nobody pays me any salary at the end of the month. Yeah. So at the end of the month, how I survive, nobody knows. Yeah. How I get money to buy paper. When I go to the printing press, how I pay for the printing press before they print this paper for me. Yeah. How I pay people to go and circulate this paper before you get a copy. Okay, none of them. How I pay salaries of the people who work for me. None of them. I don't have any advert in it. So how I even make the money, I have to be doing some boja for other people in the corner, and the little one that I get, I have to take care of myself. Yeah. It's what I have to use now to pay the people who work for me. Wow. If I tell you all these things, and I tell you that, so you come and take the news center. Yeah. It's mine. I dash it to you. Come and take it. But the work you are doing, let's exchange it. Maybe you are at the managerial level in your office, so let me come and take your position and come and take the news center. How many people will say that they want to come and take the news center? No. When you know that at the end of the night, there's no money coming into your pocket. Yeah. And if you are lucky to find someone, so do this small communication consultancy job for me, you get some 20,000. At the end of the day, isn't it 20,000 to pay the people who are actually working for you? Yeah. Meanwhile, you also have to pay your rent. Yeah. You have to eat. You have to pay your children's school fees. You want to drive a car that you can't. There's no money to buy. Yeah. Who will want to take the job of the journalist if he's listening to me?
I want to drive an EV, but the EV is driving me.
Yeah, it will drive
you need to know how much you need to buy a EV. There's small ones. How much do you need to buy it? How many journalists can pull up 100,000 and say they are buying a car? They can't. We can't. How many of us? I'm telling you, less than 1% of journalists can say they can pull up 100,000
I saw one journalist who put 400,000
I'm saying that less than 1%
to buy a car. Wow. And I said, oh wow, you are in the micro minority.
Wow. Micro, mini minority.
To buy a car for 400,000 Ghana cedis. And that should be something that we should be able to do.
Yeah, we should be able to. If we have good sponsors. That journalist has good sponsors.
The month is ending. Two of us, we were talking yesterday about how we are going to pay our small staff that we have.
Pay our printers.
Production costs, the paper. I'm owing. I don't want to mention the figures. If I mention the figures, some of you will collapse. Wow. But that's the headache we go through. And if we were people who some people perceive to be engaged in some bad practices, blackmail and all that, we would have been fine. Yeah. We would not have these difficult challenges that Elvis spoke about. The work we do is a difficult one. Sometimes there's a thin line between doing the writing and as a journalist also falling into the trap. It's a thin line. Yeah. So the work we do is very difficult. So that when we as human beings, as journalists, we make mistakes, I think that they should look at the job we do. You can imagine today, you get up the whole system. Government is engaged in so many activities. Private sector engaged in so many activities, and there's a media shutdown. You cannot imagine what will happen to this country. Whatever government does, you go to parliament, whatever they do there, the media decides that we are not going to cover it. Whatever president does, the media decides that we are not going to cover it. What the judiciary does, we are not going to cover it. And there's a shutdown, media shutdown. You can imagine what will happen. So we're always going to be the voice of the people. We try our best to be as accurate as possible. But sometimes we may make mistakes. As any other human being, as any other profession, doctors make mistakes, lawyers make mistakes, judges make mistakes. And so that we should not be seen as some people who are out there to destroy reputations of people. We don't intentionally do that. But sometimes you may do a story that a person will say that, look, you have injured my reputation. And there are many cases, people have sent us to court based on these defamation issues and all that. But what I want to say is that, look, as he said, this is a matter that we will not go into the merits of the case. Yeah. We are saying that no matter what happened, the difficult job that we do, look, there could have been a better way of handling this. Yesterday, we were at the court, as he said, for more than 4 hours, running up and down to see how at least there could be, I don't know, whether we were saying that whether there could be some suspended sentence and all that. We tried all manner. We were calling people.
We are not lawyers, so
we are not lawyers. We were just
asking ourselves.
I would say what could be done to make sure that our friend did not go to
the custody.
Yes. And we're also saying that, look, couldn't have been that, because as he argued that he was not saved, but the judge and the I don't know whether applicant or respondent said that he was rightly saved, and therefore that contention was there. But the judge could have said that, look, you have disobeyed the court, but this is your last warning I'm giving you. That's one option, as I ever said. Another option would have been some fine. That look, and a fine that is probably reasonable, because everybody knows that journalists, we are poor. If you see any journalist that is rich, he may not be getting the money from journalism. So, you ask how many journalists in this country own houses? Even cars, car.
You can't buy a car, you are buying a house. How do you go and buy
in Accra?
In Accra.
In fact, most of the journalists who are building far away from Accra.
The land,
you cannot afford. You cannot afford the land at Chado.
Looks like
you cannot afford the land.
Aspiring journalists would have lost
Chado. Even in Ashama, you can't afford.
You can't afford the land in Accra. So you have to travel all the way outside Accra. Some central in Sawom, Bush in Sawom. Winneba Road. Afienya Road.
After Central University. Those are the places that
those are the people that
my director is saying Ashalaja.
Thank you.
Ashalaja Christ.
Because that's why I live in Ashalaja.
Ashalaja, if you want land now, it's not the one that
you don't get it at all.
You have to go beyond. That's what we are saying.
That's what we have to. You have mentioned the places, Bojuasi and all that. You know, there's a reason why I'm mentioning Bojuasi. You see?
Yeah.
So we are facing a lot of challenges as journalists, but we need to do the job. We have chosen this profession to do the job. Look, I entered this profession many years ago, and I have been saying every year that I'll quit. I have never quit. I don't know why. I'm not getting money.
Because you have a passion for the job.
I don't have money. I don't have money. When you come on TV, I ask everybody will be calling you, think that you have money. Every challenge. And I tell them that, look, first of all, I'm not a politician. I am not a businessman. I am not paid by anybody. I have never worked. A small paper. A small paper. A small paper. It is difficult for us. Sometimes, look, we all survive. And that's why I always talk of dependency rate in this country. Yeah. As journalists, people depend on us. We also depend on people. So that's interrelation is always there. So that when we are found in these situations, they should see the job we do and consider, no matter what happens, they should see the judges. I know the judge may be in a difficult situation based on the facts presented to the judge. Sometimes we have to be clear on these matters too. But what we are saying that they...
In your arms always stay. Thank you, Mommy.
And it will be a lesson to all of us that this is what has happened, and we should all take lessons from what has happened. I think that going forward, the judges, people will sue us because, look, not only journalists are sued, medical doctors are sued, professionals, even lawyers are sued for sometimes having challenges with their clients. And so when you are sued, you have to look at the facts and also the situation in which the person is in. So it is not deliberate that sometimes you say that you want to injure the reputation of people. Because I sit here, the only thing that I have as a human being, as a person, is my reputation. That's something, everybody who knows me, that's what I protect jealously. So I will not want to injure the reputation of anybody. Because what you don't want to be done to you, don't do it to others. So they could be genuine. So that when we are found wanted, I think that you should consider the challenges that we face as media in this country, the difficulties that we face. We are like needles or pins, your friends saying. You mend people's dresses, and yet yours is torn. Nobody will do it for you, mend it for you. That's the situation in which we are. So, look, I hope that I don't know, I thought that something could have been done even today. If nothing at all, we don't, as we speak now, we have not been able to get in touch with our colleague. We think that by Monday, something should be done about it. By Monday, it would have even done about 5 days.
So Monday will be too long.
It will be too long.
Can sit on
weekends and all that. Look, it's a difficult situation. It's a difficult situation. So we plead, no matter what happens, they should see the job that we do. We don't go out there to destroy the reputation of people. Sometimes I think that you have a genuine case based on evidence that you have. And it turns out that your evidence might not be the foolproof evidence. And these are things so that when we do that, sometimes we do a lot of retractions, we do concessions and all that. And it's the right of people, when they say rejoinders, that you publish them the way they are. I have been sued in my life once, just recently, as a journalist. I've been sued once, but because of the way we are handling the thing, the plaintiff has been magnanimous enough to say that we have done a bit, so we are doing the thing out of court settlement. And we graciously thank him for what he has. I think that others may be able to do that if you show some commitment that you are remorseful.
Right.
Well, so contempt decisions are the discretion of the courts, and the courts are presided over by judges. So the question as to what options were available to the judge were many. We are not lawyers, so we don't pretend to be lawyers. But witness what happened at the Supreme Court during the election petition, where a number of people were summoned before the justices for contempt, for defaming the court. Some of them went to jail. Others were made to apologize, show remorse, and then they were left off the hook. That's at the discretion of the judge. Again, if you are a judge or any member of the judiciary, what I think your attention should be focused on should be the implications of the decisions you take. There's a journalist before you. He's before you because, in his opinion, he's done his work as a journalist. Other parties who are touched by the story believe that they've been defamed. They have come to you for remedy. That doesn't stop the fact that the journalist did his work as a journalist. Now, will jailing the person be the ultimate remedy for the parties involved? Of what implications would that be for the image of the country Ghana? Because as of yesterday, the stories were that a journalist has been jailed for 7 days over a publication he has done. Well, will you be surprised if next year the index comes and then Ghana has lost its glorious position by way of ranking of World Press Freedom Index? You cannot be, because these are the things that happen, that impact on our ranking as a country. And these are rankings that we take pride in. World Press Freedom Index. Oh, Ghana has moved up the ladder. Ghana has improved. We all celebrate that. We cannot improve with these decisions. And mind you, nobody is saying that journalists do not get it wrong. Trust me, we do. We do. But there's a saying in Akan that to wait, the one who fetches the water is the one who breaks the jar. Yes. He's gotten it wrong. He said he had not been served. The complainant is saying we had initiated process to serve him. We believe he's been served. Okay, he's before you as the justice, as the judge. To me, honestly, a strong rebuke, a strong warning, giving him what you call in the local parlance, last warning, for everybody to see. And you get that warning even published. Because, see, in our sphere, there's this impression that some journalists are notorious, some this, that, blah, 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 and do that, you are notorious for this, you are notorious for that. And if you're a judge and you don't take care, you play into that narrative. Because when they come to you, that's the narrative that they want to put before you. That, oh, even this person also has a problem with him. Or even that person also had a problem with him. You are tempted not to look at the case at hand. And to me, that's my problem. Yesterday, I saw myself, and I mean almost all of us here, in Elari Dogbe. And I was just imagining the vigor that he had in typing what he typed, because he actually broke the news about his incarceration. And I was wondering what would be going through his mind as he was typing that you have become a convict because of your work as a journalist. And not because you have taken anything that belongs to anybody.
No, he's not stolen.
You've not stolen anything. You've not killed anybody. You've not engaged in any fight, right? but you have just worked as a journalist, and because of that, you are going to jail.
You don't blackmail anybody.
Yeah.
You're not taking bread.
Those were the things that were very apparent under the military regimes, right? Yes. Kwesi Pratt and Kweku Bakun will share their stories with you. The repressive days. We've gone beyond, far and above those days. So, as we reform, these are the things that we must not be allowing to happen. See, I saw that this thing, it's the state versus who? That's how the chat sheet reads.
The contempt.
The contempt case, state versus. And then so you go there and say, like, okay, state versus. So is it the attorney general that oversaw this? State versus. So is this the president? You see, we should avoid these things. Yes, I know by the legal regime, that's what's supposed to happen. It cannot be an individual versus. And once this is the case at hand, it will be the state versus. But as much as possible, we entreat the lawyers of Larry Dogbe, get to work. And then, because even Abronye, when he was sent in less than 3 days, he had been released. So nobody should say that it's just 7 days. So you serve all the 7 days.
No, you say it's just 7 days.
Yes, you cannot say it's just 7 days. So
A
day in jail. No, a day of suspension of your freedom.
1 hour. Not
Of the suspension of your
I
freedom.
heard from people who went to visit inmates
Yeah.
at the some prisons, and
Yeah.
there was a guy who could not stand even being there as a visitor.
I'm
Exactly.
telling you, you can collapse.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Exactly. So if there is any assistance that anybody can offer the legal team of Larry Dogbe, they should do that and ensure that, I'm told that the bail application was moved yesterday, right? Filed yesterday. Hopefully today they follow up and get it moved. If there's any for you to go to a human rights court, they should do that and just get Larry his freedom. Like we said, the conviction is terrible enough. Because you guys, people are not paying attention to the implications. Once he exits and he's not pardoned by the president, he's a convict.
This one, this one.
Oh, he gets the court.
No, but this one is a quasi. I'm not sure.
When he said convict,
Criminal contempt.
hey,
The criminal contempt.
Once you go and come, your next one.
unless he takes the legal remedy to set this aside or he's pardoned,
Or reverse
It
it.
will be on this record.
it will be on the record.
Something will be done to question.
Something must be done to quash it. That's the
quash it,
point
yes.
we are making. Because
So that
imagine
record will
being
not be
described
there.
as a convict when all you did was to publish a story. See,
There is
No
one
ma-
I'm
but
asking,
journalism,
are
no
we
matter
saying-
how bad it
Are
is.
we saying this one cannot hold office, a public office?
see-
Ken Kranchi.
but I'm sure he's a lawyer now. He's taking remedy to do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's convicted. It's a convict.
No,
But he came up when he wanted to this thing, a contest for the Abdulmanov.
no, he wasn't disqualified.
No, when I say, but it's within the party. But he came up, right? But he was not selected as a
The one to
parliamentary
represent the
candidate. For us to test this.
Well, we have to. The lawyers will have
Yeah.
to dictate
Yes.
that because I'm thinking that contempt is a criminal contempt, but I
But
think that it is
once you are convicted,
Yeah, you become a convict.
And you
That's the
become
point
a
I'm making.
convict.
For the
We'll get the
implications,
from the lawyer.
yeah. But for the implications, yes, they are there. But the point I'm
if
making.
I'm convicted for contempt, why will it bar me from holding public
You
No,
office?
you are stretching it to that end. But I'm just talking about the fact that he is a
That's what the name
convict.
convict.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Let's get
You
the
were
lawyers to
sentenced,
help
though.
us.
Me, I'm not interested in it. Me, I'm interested in you becoming somebody. in
No,
future.
don't worry. The point I'm making
I'm sure
is
the
that
legal briefs
no
will
matter
help us.
what, let's ensure that even the word convict doesn't
That's not
exist in
attached.
it.
It will be
Because this is a journalist who was doing his work.
Yes.
See, bad journalism, no matter how bad, is better than no journalism. I always maintain that.
Exactly.
You see, bad journalism, no matter how bad, is better than no journalism. No journalism, you know what that means? People will not have voices. People in power will not have anybody to direct them as to doing the right things. They will not be accountable and they will not be held accountable. That is a society nobody wishes to live in. Right? So as much as possible, let's all put our shoulders to the wheel and ensure that Larry Dogbe secures his freedom. And I agree with Audu when he says that there are lessons in everything. There are lessons for all of us. But the bottom line is that no matter what, nobody should sleep in cell
for
one
being
day
journalistic.
for doing his work as a journalist.
and when it comes to how important the work we do is, look at the issue of the suspended Chief Justice, her challenges.
Yeah.
She held a press conference.
Oh, yes.
This is the former head of the judicial arm of government,
Yeah.
saying that, listen, at this point, I believe that the world needs to hear me. The world needs to hear me through
The media.
The media. It tells you that we hold a certain power that sometimes people do not necessarily pay attention to. That's why I call the fourth estate of the realm.
Yeah.
It has a reason. Yeah. And I agree with what my seniors have said. It's simple.
I have this. I've been trying.
You might disagree with Larry based on your preferences, but please.
I've been trying to get the name of this American journalist who said that you may not like the media, but you need them.
Yeah. Of course.
If you don't treat them well, they will bury you.
Yes, that's true.
That is profound.
Yeah.
We should look. You may not like us, but you need us.
Yeah.
And you need to treat journalists as people who are part of the nation building.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot of things. Look, you mentioned private media. Look, there are a lot of people, when they are in trouble, they don't go to state media.
No.
They come to the private media.
Yes.
And sometimes they come there. Look, I one day will tell my story. Mm-hmm. I have done so much work for people in politics and business without getting a penny.
Oh, yes.
I have published stories for people without getting a pesewa.
Yeah.
And the people have been in government without even minding me as a journalist.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a sacrifice we do.
Yeah.
We give. As journalists, we have done that. And I'm not the only person who has done that. A lot of journalists have gone through that. So at least if we are found wanting, I think that we should be considered.
Exactly. There are so many people I would keep saying, today when we call them, they feel you are calling them to ask them for money.
Can you imagine?
Meanwhile, sometimes you need information.
Content.
You need to,
it's so degrading sometimes to be a journalist. When you see somebody, look, he was talking about profession. I have some of my classmates, those who went to military, some retired, some have not retired, some are there as brigadier generals, major generals, and all that. If you go to judges and all that, some are judges.
They will consider you when you find yourself in trouble.
The reason we have to take this Larry issue very serious is that, see, there are developments coming out of the court that I think the whole nation need to pay attention to, not only media. Recently, there was a ruling on a case. Somebody went to seek an injunction against the media house. The judge went as far as ordering the media to go and pull down stories it has published before even the injunction was being sought.
Wow.
And that they should pull down the story until the final determination of the case. I don't think that this kind of ruling helps democracy in any way. Without going into the merit of the Larry case, without going into the merit of the Larry case, the question I'm asking myself is, a journalist believes that he has a case and is following it. A court has barred the journalists that don't publish anything about the case and the person until the final determination. Now the journalists pay the court ruling, disrespected the court. The journalist now finds himself in jail for disrespecting the court. So the question I ask myself is, this is a defamation case. So if at the end of the case, it happens that Larry wins the defamation case, then what would then be the essence of sending him to jail for publishing things that he was convinced that were necessary? Because then if he wins the case, then means that it's a justification that whatever he was stopped from publishing and he still went ahead, did not have any merit, the order to stop him from publishing. So I was asking myself, so if at the end of the case, and then it turns out that Larry wins the defamation case, then he going to prison now, what then does it tell us as a people? By that time you have restricted a person's freedom, you've curtailed his freedom, you gave him any psychological, whatever situation you would have found yourself in, that, and then at the end of the day, the person wins the case. Then what then becomes of all that the person has gone through? So you see, we all have to look at things from a broader perspective. That's what we are saying, that we are not saying that our brother has not erred, if indeed he was served and everything. But what we are saying, that even when it's established that he erred, is prison the only alternative? You see, I know the judge might be, because the contempt was found by the applicant,
of course,
that this thing the journalist is doing is damaging me, so the court should stop him until the final determination of the case. Yeah, the applicants to reputation too, it's important that it's protected.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
The applicants' reputation is also important that it's also protected.
That's important.
So the balance is important. Yeah. So that's why I said, if the judge has said, okay, I've given this order. Now you are standing before me and said, you have not been served. Yeah. Okay. Today that you are standing before me, I'm telling you that I've given you bailiff, bring the document and serve him. Yeah. So from today, if you should do anything that you are not supposed to do, then that one when I send you to jail, then everybody knows that I've been lenient with you. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. So all I'm saying is that let's look at things from a broader perspective. Right. Because there's no democracy, even in a military regime. The media is still very important.
They use the media to announce their even take over.
The media is very important. Do you understand it? So I believe that, as he said, we are humans. We are journalists, we are human beings. We are not saying that we are any superhuman beings. Just as anybody can err, we can also err. And sometimes we err not because we deliberately want to err. Yeah. But sometimes we are so passionate and convinced that we think what we are doing is right. So we want to do it. So, as I said, looking at all the challenges we have listed, that this is the situation that journalists find themselves in this country. And if within all these challenges, we are still trying to serve the public, and in that process, something happens and we are found culpable of breaching the law, I think the law, then the judges should take cognizance of all these things we have done. And say, look, you have done this, and you said you have not been served. You are before me today. I'm giving you the information that you have been served. So if from today you do anything else, you can't come and stand before me again and say you have not been served. Yeah. So then it's a warning for you. Yeah. Or even if there is a fine, as I said, we don't make money. Even if you impose 50,000 cedis fine on a private newspaper owner, it's a very punitive punishment. Yeah. Because to get that 50,000, it is not easy. Yeah. So even if you are imposing 50,000,
the cost you have to make,
it is not easy. Yeah. So you see, we are saying that,
and I'm not sure the system we are in now, your cost will even save you.
Do you understand it? So we are always saying that we are human beings. Yeah. We will err, and if we err, please, don't, as IB has said. This perception, this journalist is notorious for this. Yeah.
So let me show you something
small. So those kind of perceptions, you see, if journalists don't take certain difficult decisions, there's a lot of things in this country people will never have known. People should know that governments generally, and public, and the rich and powerful, their interest is to hide whatever they are doing from the public.
That's it.
It's only journalists who says, we must inform the public whatever
we must show.
Are doing that, we think there is something wrong with it. Yeah. Right. So people must understand our work in a broader perspective, rather than thinking that these people, they think they are powerful. See, most of the time people think that we are challenging authority. Oh, yeah. We are challenging authority. That's why journalists and government and national security don't they are always like enemies. Because they think that the journalists don't have a state power.
There are young journalists listening to us, they'll start giving up.
Don't let them
give. So if you are young aspiring journalists,
but please,
don't give up.
For me, frankly, what I've gone through, I'm saying it on television. I will not encourage my kids to be journalists.
You know, the last time someone asked me, so who amongst your daughters will become? I said, hey, what? Yeah. No, unless I own the media house and the person will be the managing director or CEO. Yeah. But to work as no, it won't happen. Anyways, let's take a breather. When we come back, we'll be talking about more issues. Kindly stay with us. Yeah. Right, so thank you so much for staying with us. And we spoke about journalism passionately because most of us are doing it because of the heart and not necessarily because of what we get. Like my seniors have said, if it's because of what we get, we would have done other things, so many things. But then it's because of the heart that we have for this country.
Maybe for the last time, maybe.
Unfortunately, you can't take the heart to the market to buy anything.
The heart doesn't buy it.
Every says something.
Do you know that the carpenter and the mason get 100 cents or 150 cents a day for by day?
A day.
No journalist get paid that money a day.
I was doing some work. Okay, next time we'll tell our story.
Next time we'll tell our story.
I mean, next time you have a show.
Dedicated
to the carpenter thinks that their job is menial
and the foreman takes even more.
I'm telling you.
Let's come back to the studio and talk about issues here. I would like to start with IB on this one. So we had the ECOWAS court and the decision that has been taken on the issues that were taken to the court by former Chief Justice. IB, your take?
Yes. It didn't come to me as a surprise. On this platform, consistently, I have maintained that, yes, we're charting a new path. We had never been here. So it's like pay as you go, right? I was happy that she triggered a process internally. That process has not truncated. And if you look at all the judgments that have been handed down by external courts, they will always direct you to your internal processes. They'll first of all ask you, have you exhausted the internal processes? As we speak, even as of yesterday, she filed another process at the court, at the local level, right? So, yes, we are moving forward and we are learning. Our laws are being refined one way or the other. What came to me as a shock was $10 million? $10 million that she was asking in damages, right? Because I was wondering if the ECOWAS court was to even accede to this request, how easy it was going to be for Ghana to cough up this money and then give to her.
You could get a lesser amount.
They could have, of course, come down to a lesser amount, right? But I think the court also looked at Ghana's internal processes. They looked at the provisions in our constitution, and they came to the conclusion that the process was fair to her because she was granted hearing. The process brought in the Council of State. Many people believe that that's the reason why Sophia Kufu has said goodbye to the council, right? Because, again, when the matter went to the Council of State, she was the only one who abstained in the decision that was made as to the establishment of a prima facie case against her. See.
And she testified at the ECOWAS court.
Exactly. Testified at the ECOWAS court. And I can understand on principle why she feels like she can no longer continue. And that's how come I was personally not happy when I heard people in government say that her resignation has nothing to do with get rid of Araba Isaba Tokono. You see, she has resigned. She might not have stated her reason why she resigned for a purpose. Let it be. She has resigned, no problem. At the right time, if government so wishes, it will fill the void. If government doesn't want to fill the void, I'm not sure any damage has occurred. But I like her principle. And that's how come when she joined other people to protest against her own government, we all sat here and said, that's a woman of principle. And she has not departed from that principle. She follows up and then testifies for her. You can say that they all went to the same school, they were all at the same, but it doesn't matter. Principle is principle. Well, the court says it's okay. I think at the point, the woman will have to come to the realization that this is destiny. Things happen, and things have happened. She's no longer a Chief Justice. 1. 2, she will not even be able to serve on the bench anymore. Mind you, that's what many people do not pay attention to. She has not just lost her job as a Chief Justice. She has lost her ability of the Supreme Court, because it was practically not going to be possible for her to show up again and work for Mother Ghana as a Justice of the Supreme Court, regardless of what has happened. Let's say that, like I said, the fight must end at a point. I agree with the fact that it's within her right to fight as she deems fit.
Yeah.
The legal processes that are still ongoing, and I'm told that, what's the name, some announcements have been made as to when the other cases at the Supreme Court judgment will be given. We are looking forward to that. But of course, given the water that has passed under the bridge, we can sit here and safely say that I'm not sure any judgment from any court locally will be different from the judgment from ECOWAS.
Yeah.
Or the earlier judgments that came from other processes that she filed. In fact, Audu, and I'm sure we'll get to Audu in a moment, sat here and said that he doesn't expect anything different from the court, given the earlier decisions that had been arrived at. But like I said, I think she can go back to the classroom and serve as a lecturer. There are many other things that she can do, and I think she should pay attention to those things. I got the shock of my life when Godfrey Dami, for instance, wrote to the court that he's no longer interested in serving as her lawyer, right, without offering any explanation, right? But initially, we also felt that Godfrey Dami serving as a lawyer was even problematic, given the history and the fact that this immediate past Attorney General, right, and some of the claims against even the Chief Justice then were that she was in bed with the government then, right? So, see, at the point, she should come to the point of convincing herself that enough is enough. There's so much fight a woman can put up. Accept reality and move on.
Okay. How do?
I'm happy that he has recollected, he has recalled what I've consistently said on this show. Yeah. That given what has happened from political point of view, from my reading of events from day one, whilst NDC was in opposition, I think the agenda was to remove this judge, this Chief Justice, no matter what, whether he committed a crime or not. That was the agenda. Get out. And look, I have looked at I've read through what the ECOWAS court decided. It was not different from what the Supreme Court did. And I said yes, if the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, cannot defend the head of that institution, you should not expect what we say here to protect her. If the highest court of the land cannot protect the rights of the head of the judiciary, there's nothing that journalists, whatever we say, or what Ghanaians will say can do. Because they have shown that they will not even protect their own. And I've said it here several times. The lawyer for Justice Tokono at ECOWAS Court, human rights, a renowned human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, he said that, look, if you look at what has happened, it shows that the judges were not going to rule against their governments. Clearly, that was what happened. Even I've looked at the thing. Frankly, I did not see any sense in some of the rulings, some of the reasoning, that she was given fair hearing, especially when we all sat here and said that the woman requested for the issues that were determined for prima facie case. What were the issues? Because if you say that she was simply giving petitions, based on the petitions, even the committee said they considered only one or two, only one. So what issues were used in determining the prima facie? The woman, as we see today, nobody knows. And you go there, ECOWAS court says that she was treated fairly. And you want me sitting here as a journalist to believe that ECOWAS court justice to her. It was a unanimous decision, right? Yeah. So it shows that even outside Ghana, they can be unanimous 5. They can be unanimous 7, right? Yeah. I've said it here. From day one, this woman should have known that she's not going to get justice. I said she should cut off these court proceedings. The only justice that she will get, there are 2. Either she will get justice from God, that's the best justice she will get. She will get justice from God, or she'll probably have to wait when there is a change of government, that the government can reverse this. I say it's an obnoxious and very offensive decision against this woman. What were her charges? If you look at some of the reasoning, you listen to even journalists and judges, the things they say about this woman. You mentioned that people have accused her being in bed with previous administration. And they even label her as MPP National Women's Organizer, MPDC communicators on that. What did she do? Did we see this woman even a second at an MPP program? Did you see her a second even with an MPP official at an event? Look at what is happening today. Our new CJ. The man is traveling with NDC apparently. He attends every NDC occasion. How will you describe him? Is he the NDC national chairman? Is that how you will label it today? Look, I have said this something. Look, the hypocrisy in this country is so glaring that, look, it will offend the devil. I am telling you, the hypocrisy is so glaring that even the devil will be angry.
He's shocked, eh?
The devil will be shocked. Look, let's kill it. I am pleading with her once again that, look, it's probably the reason why former Attorney General is withdrawing. Because there's no need in moving with all these things. Because the same point will be arrived. The same decision will be arrived. Why? What are they going to say? This Supreme Court, what are they going to say? With all the processes that she has gone through, I am pleading with her that, look, let's stop. You can get justice in 2 ways, as I said. She should wait. Because this administration will not be in power forever. Even if she will not get back her position, at least her privileges and this thing will be given her. Whatever she earned. How many years have she been on the bench? All these years, this government has taken a careless decision that will kill all her life in this profession. She's been up. Has anybody accused her of anything? That corruption or anything? Has anybody done that?
Right.
So me, I've said it and I'll say it again. I think that you should give everything to God. God will give her justice one day, or she will wait so that the next government comes and say that, look, we are restoring all your conditions of everything, your salaries that you earn. We'll pay you, even if the time that you may not be CJ again, we'll do that. It is done. That's the only justice you get to. With this thing that the Supreme Court will not do anything for her, they will rule against her, whether she likes it or not. Everything will be thrown out, like the court of the ECOWAS court has done.
Right.
So I plead with her once again. I think she should let bygones be. From day one, the decision has been taken that this woman will be out. I have argued here on countless occasions. But is it the first time, petitions have been sent against CJs? Is it the first time? But this is the first time a president and council of state have found prima facie case against a CJ. This is the first time in Ghana's history, at least in the Fourth Republic. Yeah. Why do you think it is so? What crime has this lady committed? What crime? If you look at the reason that Charlie, I have to control my emotions this morning because I am saying this because, look, if you're a human being, you must have feelings to your fellow human beings. But I think that what everybody from the bench, from the presidency to the, the Council of State, up to the Supreme Court, I think they have no feeling for the woman. Because as I see today, any of you, I want you people in your heart of hearts to mention the crimes that this woman have committed for her removal. Is it about the so-called travels? I've said it here. The president, don't they travel with their spouses and kids? Our, Speaker of Parliament, doesn't he travel with his wife and kids? So a Supreme Court Chief Justice travels with the husband and daughter, even if they are two. What wrong has she committed to warrant a removal or CJ based on these flimsy reasons?
Right.
Look, I think that she should say that, look, this is something that he should consider it as destiny. Sometimes, some destiny, she would think that, look, we have a favorite destiny in the Holy Quran that everybody plans. God plans, but God is the best planner. Yeah. You may have everything, conspiracy, you do everything. God would look at you, and eventually, if the person is the right person with this, that person will be rewarded. Right. I think that the woman, she should be consoled with, she should be happy with that nobody in her throughout her career as a judge, nobody has accused her of wrongdoing.
Right.
Nobody. That's why she comfort her. Throughout her work, her career, over 20 years, almost 30 years, right? Yeah. But 30 years, nobody, no single individual, whether internally or externally, has accused her of taking bribe or any wrongdoing.
Right.
But if the state decides that she must go, I think that she should give it to God.
Okay. Elvis.
Thank you. I think it has never come to my mind until I listened to Kofi Bento. He made a very profound statement, and I think that was what we should have thought about from the beginning, but I don't know how he got it. He said, whatever that is coming out from a judiciary in this country in recent times, you can see, and it appears, that the politicians promise and the judiciary delivers. Because this current judiciary seems to be delivering on what the politicians have promised to do their campaign. And he cited several examples. And the removal of the CJ to me came to mind as one of the promises of the politicians that the judiciary has delivered. Because prior to the elections, they had a lot of problems with the judiciary and they blame everything on the CJ to the extent of branding her with all kinds of unprintable things. So the NDC as a party was determined to remove her if they come to office. It was, this is public knowledge and everybody knows. Because they believe that certain decisions that were taken prior to the elections about issues they as a party have filed and the way the court dealt with it, they believe that the CJ influenced those decisions and the decisions were made to their detriment as NDC. And therefore, if they win the election, they must deal with the CJ. And so it was a political promise that has been delivered by the judiciary. As Kofi Bento, if I'm misquoting him or other, you should just forgive, but I've heard him clearly say that it appears that the politicians promise and the judiciary delivers. And the case of the CJ is a pure political promise delivered
by the judiciary. Period.
That is what it is.
Yes.
There is nothing legal about
the judiciary doesn't remove
it. There is nothing.
The judiciary doesn't remove the Chief Justice.
There is nothing. There's completely nothing that the woman has done.
If the rulings of the judiciary had that thing,
the removal would have been. There's nothing that the woman has done that should warrant a removal. And I have said it over and over. There's a report they produced. None of the so-called background grounds for her removal did warrant the removal of a CJ. If those charges warrant the removal of a CJ, then they should remove the removal of a Speaker of Parliament. They should warrant the removal of a president. How can a president travel with his wife and children on the ticket of the public? Is the president's wife a public official? Wasn't it the same NDC who said that salaries were being paid to, or salaries were paid to form a first ladies and former first ladies, and it became an issue here, and the then first lady and second returned their own, but other former first ladies didn't return their money. It was the NDC that made that a political issue. So how is that a president is traveling with his wife and children on the ticket of the public, yet that president will not be removed from office? In the constitution or in our arrangement, which position has been given the children of the president that they can travel on our budget? Which position has been given the first lady that you can travel on public budget? Tell me in any of our arrangements in the constitution. But in the judiciary, they actually made an arrangement that if the president and the wife can travel, the speaker and the wife can travel, then the CJ, who is also another arm of government, can also travel with the wife. They actually even put it in their documents, but they say it is illegal, so the woman must be removed. So for me, I have said it from the beginning. It's a political promise delivered by the judiciary. There's nothing legal about the removal of the CJ. Because all the accusations that the so-called report they prepared, the grounds on which they say the woman must be removed, none of them will warrant the removal of a CJ. An arm of government, and not just any arm of government, the judiciary, which is permanent. If the Sekou parliament is removed, the presidency can be curtailed by military coup. But the judiciary, whether there's a coup or not, the judiciary remains. So if we are talking about an arm of government that is so important, the judiciary even is more important than the presidency. Yet some people sat down and think that they can just come out with some things because they made a political promise that the judiciary at the time of the opposition was unfair to us, so we must remove the CJ. And they just removed her by all those flimsy grounds. Truth of the matter is that how can somebody says, I've been transferred, and because I've been transferred, the CJ should be removed from office?
How?
How does that make any sense? Why do you have labor commission that if you have a labor dispute? Why do you have labor commission? That if you have a labor dispute,
the question is
it should go to
how
CJ.
was the transfer?
It doesn't matter.
That is what
It doesn't matter. Transfer a head of
victimization.
It doesn't. Which is
victimization.
So victimization can lead to removal of CJ.
It can.
You see, these are the issues.
Goodness.
So you see, all kinds of flimsy grounds. Because it's a political promise that must be delivered.
The former CJ should give up.
So the former CJ, thankfully, she should be happy that nothing significant has been found against her. At least she should take solace in that. But in this system, the system has removed her, and whatever she does, the system will never bring her back. That is the bottom line.
It won't happen.
The system will never take any decision that will bring her back. That's the fact of the matter. So, but I'm happy that it's challenging all these issues because it will become part of our history. Already it has been captured by the anti-corruption index. The reason we couldn't make progress was the removal of the CJ on the anti-corruption index. So already it has made it to the international level. The whole world knows that she was removed unfairly. That is why it prevented us from making any progress on the anti-corruption index. So it's a fact. So you see, the truth of the matter is that as I said in the case of our colleague Larry, you see, things happened. And even if they do, the question is, the punishment was a set. Does it warrant that? When these kind of members of parliament were paid double salary, collected double salary and used the money, do you know if somebody put money wrongly into your account in a bank and you go and use it, you go to jail? So why the members of parliament were paid, they used the money?
Because a president decided that it should not be prosecuted.
And they were not in jail. Why were the members of parliament were paid? They admitted that they were paid and they actually withdrew the money and used it. Why were they not in jail?
Right.
So you see, the double salary, I agree with the president at the time, that if you pay somebody double salary and the person is still working for the state, all you need is to recover the money. To me, there's no need to say you are going to put the person in jail. And I agree with the decision at the time. That it was needless. Even though the law may say that they committed an offense, as I say, ordinary person, if money enters your account in the bank and you know it's not your money or you don't deserve it, then you take it, they will tell you that you stolen the money and they will deal with you. But I said that it makes no sense.
As I sit here, if anybody makes a mistake, you transfer money to my account. I will remove it the first thing before I know where it is.
The law doesn't care. The law will deal with you.
It doesn't matter. Let me spend it first. No, let me. How can I see it?
Miracle money. Because you know it's not your money.
Miracle money. The bank has decided to dash
that
me
you know
money.
it's not your money. You know how you spend. So you see,
right.
I have said that the issues they said they stood on to remove the CJ. They are meaningless issues, and they don't warrant the removal of a CJ.
Fantastic.
They would have said, okay, we disagree with this, change it. And that's why I love the Sophia Akufu. She made it clear that what you are doing is wrong. She spoke against it. She testified for the CJ.
One day.
And this is a former CJ.
You were
because
here.
she held the position and she knew that what the executive is doing against the woman is an executive overreach.
Okay.
Because the executive is just trying to put fear in the judiciary. And the same judiciary are now giving the executive the power to control them.
Right.
That's the problem. What is dangerous about the one of the CJ is that the executive themselves are allowing the judiciary is not allowing the executive to control them.
Okay.
And so now they are subservient to the executive. That is the problem.
Last time you people were here, did you speak about the former CJ's resignation from Council of State?
Yeah, we did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. There are issues there. If one day I know something will come up, then I'll speak about it. Because if you look at those...
to come and curtail my
No, we have some two more issues.
Yes, exactly. And we are far behind time because we spend so much time on Larry's issue.
Because if the things we are hearing, some people may even try to challenge this current CJ.
Okay. Well, but I want us to talk about the tariffs.
Okay.
You are all businessmen.
How many? Yes.
You are all paying electricity bills.
Yes.
And we are told that tariffs are going up.
How many minutes we have? Because briefly, I want us to touch
the
on
MPP
the MPP
as well.
Yes.
So just briefly on the tariff, because we've seen Guta talk about the issues. We've seen Parliament, the minority says, no, this cannot be happening. In fact, we should be seeing a reduction and not an increase. ID.
Well, so I've heard PRC justify this, and they cite a number of factors. They talk about the recent slight depreciation in the cedi, right? And they talk about other factors as well, that crude oil prices went up as a result of the America and Israel's war on Iran, right? But I think, and this the third quarter review, if they had just waited and then projected the factors into a bit of future, let's just say just 2 weeks, these increments will not have been necessary. As we speak, crude oil prices have slumped to below the levels they were before US went to Iran. Right. Again, the central bank has once again intervened. So the cedi has actually gained by 6% against the dollar. 6 percentage points against the dollar. Right. Inflation, which came from 23%, came all the way down to 3.2% and has just moved up marginally.
Is it 3.7 now?
That's marginal. So if you put these factors into one box, I'm sorry, PRC, I don't agree with you. Okay. I don't agree what the conclusions you derived from putting these factors into one box. We could have done without these increments. Yes.
Okay. You see, when I told you the last time that with the electricity challenges or power challenges that we have, the 24-hour economy will not happen. You said they were doing segmentation. And I've told you that segmentation will never happen. Because if they do segmentation, it will go to factories, right? It will go to industries, right? We will be in doomsday forever. I said it here.
The largest consumers.
They are They are the largest consumers of electricity. So if you cut...
Do you have generation deficiency? We don't. We don't have power generation deficiency.
But the payment, why are they increasing tariffs?
They didn't tell us because of 24-hour economy.
I am telling you that we are increasing tariffs because we want to keep the lights on. Because you need the power on. Look, apart from these things I mentioned, I listened to the PUR's Dr. Suleimana. No, he's saying that apart from all the charges, apart from the 1 cedi that they are charging us for every liter of fuel that we buy,
8.8
billion, all this one. They said
the previous government didn't have.
The man is saying that Ministry of Finance still every month have to cough up $90 billion for them to pay for liquid gas and the rest. Well,
$90 million, not billion.
90 million. Did I say billion? Billion. Hey, Ghana, the economy no guy said. GDP no guy said. He said $90 million every month. So that is the situation I'm talking about. So that, look, I have said it here. I'm saying that it is time we depoliticize issues about electricity and all that. I've said it here. And MBP people may not even like it. I'm saying that I'm prepared to pay more to keep my lights on, to be in Doomsday. Because Doomsday, what I faced in First Mahama, one day it's so sorry to be told. So I don't want it. That's why I'm saying that this government should be candid with the people and also stop. When my own brother, when they increase the 1 liter, he said it is only MPTC government that will increase 1 liter.
No, introduce a levy of
1 liter and the prices will not change at the pump. I said, what a miracle. Even God will be envious of this miracle. So you see, that's the problem. As for, listen, the challenges are there. That's why I'm saying that, look, government will not do it. What you said they are doing segment, it will not happen. That some people, the industry and all that, in other countries, they actually pay less. And domestic consumers pay more. But it won't happen in this country for political reasons. It will not happen. You know it. So when elections are even coming, politicians try to reduce electricity bills and water bills for Ghanaians. So forget about this segregation or segmentation. It won't happen. Look, the challenge is there. I am saying that, look, people may say all manner of things. Me, I'll say it. I'll prefer to pay more, a little more,
to have your life,
to have my life than be in Doomsday. What I face in Doomsday, one day is a story to be told on this show.
Elvis, you have the final bite on this before we talk about the MPP. Briefly.
Only second warrior. Only second warrior.
You see, I always say that the economic issue, no issue even has a political color. But in a country like Ghana, every issue you want to find a political collaborator. Dollar was 16. Inflation was 20-something or 30-something. And we're paying less for electricity now that the dollar is rather 12. When inflation was 23, the amount we're paying for electricity is less than when inflation is 3.8. When interest rates are over 20, we're paying less for electricity than when interest rates are about 15%. So the question is, all these things that we say determine the price of the electricity. At the time we say it's so bad, so we have to change the government. The amount we're paying are less. We are increasing it. So if indeed all these things are factors that leads to increment, are all down, why are we still paying increment?
At least
ask yourself,
at least we maintain what we were paying. At
the time, the previous government, these indicators that the PRC was mentioning, they were all high. They were all high, right? But the same price that the PRC gave us to pay at the time are now lower than the price they are giving us to pay now, despite the fact that most of those figures, indicators are down. So how does all the benefit, how will the public benefit from all these things? Because, see, the public changed the government because they believe that the electricity bill they are paying at the time is high. And the expectation is that if a new government comes, they may pay less. Transport fare they are paying at that time, fuel price they are paying at that time. The dollar and everything were high. So if a new government comes, they will be better. And then they change the government. And now they are paying more for electricity. They are paying more for water. And these are state one. Government has increased every government agency in terms of what to pay.
Levies and charges.
Charges have increased. So the question, the change of government, which we expect should bring relief to the people. Why are public institutions still increasing what they charge? So why is the relief from the government? So it is sometimes when we are touting economic figures on paper, we should be more mindful because for the ordinary person, your inflation and everything is important for your economic indicators, your calculation. But for the ordinary person, his expectation is that if I was paying 100 cedis for electricity and you campaign that it's too expensive, so I should vote for you. And when you come, I will pay less. But you have come and I'm paying more for the electricity. You say when you come, I will pay less for water because what I'm paying at the time is too high. And now you have come and I'm paying higher for water. Then did you deceive me or you told me the truth? That's why I always say that if we will tell the people of Ghana the true state of this country and let people understand that it doesn't matter who you bring. If we are not able to fix ABCD problems, the things you think must come down will not come down. They will keep going
Elvis.
up. Do you understand?
Elvis, I said it here, and you said it here. This inflation figure of 8.7 doesn't add up. It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything. It has not affected anything.
Let's understand that.
So it's only those man who disagree with me. But what is the effect of this inflation?
I disagree because
the PRC will not care.
Gentlemen, Elvis has the floor.
The PRC
We need to talk about MPP.
The PRC will not care about your promise you have made. They will do the adjustment. And for me, allow the PRC to do his job. Because when MPP came for the first 4 years, they didn't increase electricity. When the bills were piling up to a point, they had no choice. The next 4 years, we all saw the increments. So if the increments will be done quarterly, these small margins, it is more absorbing than for you to
acceptable.
Let the PRC hold on until you realize that the bills that are piling up, you have no choice, and then you start coming up with huge increments.
Yes.
That will create more problems. So I think that we should allow the PRC to give us the increments rather in these bits.
Okay.
It's easier for us to absorb this small increment, though it is piling up. But when it is small, the pain is not as you give all of them at a go, one bullet, boom. That one is more painful.
Right.
So we should allow people to do it.
But we should be honest with the people of Ghana.
Yeah.
We should be honest.
We should be honest. That's what I'm saying. Honest. So you see, as I would do, I said, I will say, look, I will pay more if the power will be on than for me to say I want to pay less. And you are sleeping, you can't sleep because the room is hot.
Mosquitoes these days.
I've sent my paper to go and print it. They'll call me, the light is off in Newtown, so the people will not come.
This man will not sleep.
I can be awake till 1 o'clock. As the light comes, I'll be. It's like ECGMD nowadays. I don't let him sleep. If the light go where I print, I'll be testing paper now at night. Please, there's no power. I'm going to print my paper, and he will be responding. Please give us time. I've called the people to go. You see, so if we pay the amount PRC will give us, and the power will be on.
Yes.
For me, it's better because see, when the power is off. Apart from the confidence, look, every business get affected.
Yeah.
See, the girl you see selling sachet water on the street wants to freeze the water. If there's no light, you can't freeze it.
Yeah.
And I, who is in the sun and feeling very hot, and I want a cold water,
You won't get it.
if the person's water is not cold, I'm not buying. So that small sachet water business is destroyed because there's doom so.
Right.
But if the power will be there, and the sachet water instead of 1 cedi will be 1 cedi 50 pesos, that person will be in business, and I also buy it because it is cool.
You need it.
So let's
Candid.
politicize
We
this.
should be candid.
And let Ghanaians understand that there are certain things we cannot politicize.
Okay.
As I said, if you tell me that, let's say today NDC is also doing it, the NPP come to tell us, oh, NDC is increasing it, so vote for me, and then we remove NDC, we bring NPP, and NPP can, and still are going up. Then why are we taking the public?
That's
so let the public understand
that
that on this ABCD, if there's a change of government, we have problems, underlying issues, and until we fix them, these increases, there's nothing you can do about it. Then the public is clear in their mind.
Very well, Elvis, very well. Now, finally, we've really run out of time. I need to steal a few minutes, so please be brief on this for me. Kennedy Japan makes comments. It was this week. I spoke to Arthur Kennedy, who says he's in full support of everything Kennedy has said. There's nothing wrong with what Kennedy has said.
What did Kennedy say? That he is in support of?
Afari military hospital. He says Kennedy is right and matters arising.
If you want,
but then we know
one day. You see, I miss a lot on this show.
Don't worry, you recover
because the man is somewhere. He's somewhere. He's piecing in and
yes.
Chale.
But as it stands now, he says, well, at Kennedy's issues, there are so many. If I say you will get angry, I don't want to get you angry here. But let's talk about the fact that Kennedy Japan has been referred to the disciplinary committee. We are told now there's a lot of contention in the party in terms of those who support him and those who do not support him. There's a lot of back and forth. How do you take?
Yes. You see, politics, I have said that politics is about numbers, but it's also about positive numbers. It's about positive numbers. Look, nobody can discount the fact that Ken is a strong force within NPP.
Yeah.
But see, when you are within a group, you do things that will promote the interests of the group. You don't do things that will destroy the group. Now, Kennedy, based on Afari thing, what brought this? He said something about Afari, and he was challenged. Because he was challenged, he decided that they should not joke with him, the party should not joke with him and all that. He will disclose this in June, July. Why June, July, and not now? Why June, July? Why specifically June? Because there should be some motive. Because if you have people have done wrong within MPP, why are you not exposing them now? Why do you want to wait till June or July? Why? Expose them now. That is a call of some people within the party. You don't need to wait. Because if you are waiting for July, can you, any of us here, can we confidently that I will live up to tomorrow?
July 2027.
27. July 2027. Yes. Can I, all of us, can you swear that me, Ibrahim Alassane, I'll live up to tomorrow?
You can only hope.
You can only hope. So why do you postpone the thing to how many months away? Spill the beans. If people have done wrong, we are all after wrongdoers. Spill the beans now. Tell the whole world that this person in MPP has done ABCD. Or MPP itself as a political party has done ABCD. Now he has done to the extent that even NDC is now accused. Do you know that? He said somebody got a contract worth $55 million.
And that must be proved.
And that person is is selling the contract to his wife, demanding 11%. If this is his allegation, based on, as for MPP's own, he has not mentioned anything to know. This one, he has mentioned it. Shouldn't he be probed? Shouldn't people find out who that person is? And they demand for 11%. He said it because he is speaking the truth. So let him appear and speak the truth. Look, I have said it here countless occasions that MPP, NDC, there's no single individual who is bigger than these political parties.
Right.
Look, where was Rawlings when NDC won the 2024 election? Where was he?
Was alive?
Was he alive? Mm-mm. You think that MPP since its formation in 1990, do you know the people who have been major? Where is the first the presidential candidate of MPP? Where is he? Where is he? Has MPP not survived?
Yeah.
Where is the powerful BJ Darocha? By the way, BJ Darocha, this was in my constituency, his law firm at Aboso Okai. We used to go there. Where is he? Why are the all-powerful people? If you take NDC, why are all the powerful people in NDC? Where's Professor Mills?
Yeah.
It's NDC, hasn't they won him? So nobody should think that the person is so indispensable to the extent that you will destroy the group that you are part of. I sit here. I respect Ken a lot. And I have never said anything against him that should not be said. I have never. Because, look, my training would not allow me to insult people.
Yeah.
But if the truth is there, you have to speak it plainly.
Right.
Nobody. I am among those who are calling for him to give the evidence now.
Okay.
We should not wait. Why? Okay. We are all looking for wrongdoers and to punish them. That's how a country moves.
Okay.
That's we develop a country.
Right.
You don't shield people. What is we now, June? What is the guarantee that even those people will be accusing of will be alive?
Right. Elvis, briefly, as I come to Ibrahim and we close.
I think this issue, I don't know why I even got here. I said it. The statement he made, there were two parts of it. Yeah. One, he said that his government should have completed the project, right? He has every right to say that.
Yes.
That with 8 years in government, he believes that his government should have completed that project. He has every right to say that because the NPP stronghold is in the Ashanti region. So if there's a major project like that, you have been power for 8 years, you will not be able to complete. He says, in his opinion, for 8 years, you should have completed it. I think that nobody can hold that against him. But where he got it wrong is when he mentioned, he said that nothing was done in the 8 years. That is not factual. Because there are documentary reports to show that within the 8 years, a lot of work has been done. Only that the hospital was not completed and commissioned and operationalized. So in that aspect, he got it wrong. It was not factual for him to say that nothing was done. That one, it's not true. So those who are around him or himself, would say, maybe when I said nothing, I didn't mean nothing. I meant that I'm just emphasizing the fact that because they didn't complete it. But if you say nothing has been done, the facts don't support that.
Right.
So I think the party responded, and then he came out and said certain things. Look, whatever you say, if you don't have evidence to back it, you go to any court, they will throw you out.
Right.
The name of the game is evidence. So people can say anything, but if you are held to strict proof to provide evidence, that is where things will show that whether what you are saying is true or not. Look, the party has a process, and they say they have referred him to the disciplinary committee. Let the disciplinary committee report come and let's see what will happen. Because at the end of the day, the same disciplinary committee reports and things were used to remove national chairman of the party some years back, general secretary of the party some years back. They removed them and they won an election. The people of the party was in chaos. The time the NDC's campaign message, NPP cannot run, cannot even govern if they win. Look at their party. They've sacked their chairman and general secretary. They won.
Okay.
Let's mistake. I've always said that whoever you are, you can never be bigger than the platform that made you big. Yeah. Never make that mistake in life.
Okay.
A professional, a politician, or anything, never make that. And the Ghana politics, the way it is, I don't foresee any individual breaking any political party in this. It will not happen. The way our politics has been structured, no individual
is bigger than the political party.
Is bigger. And I give the example of the NDC. That at the time that the Guzitandos, the Obeda Samuels, the Francis Essiems, the finance minister, Kwesi Bochwe. Look, there were gurus that you know that if they say NDC, These are the gurus. Disagreements, they left the party somewhere to form their political parties. Even the former first lady formed her own political party. Where did he get to? None of them got anywhere.
A lot of them have come back to NDC.
And these are gurus of
Lusitano is running 24 hours.
I'm telling you. So you see, for Ken, I think that no matter how bitter he is, I believe that my advice to him that the platform is bigger than him.
Okay.
And he may have a lot of people supporting him.
Right.
But if today he'd make a decision that he's leaving the party, not that he's even stuck, that he's leaving the party, or even if he's stuck. Look, many of the people who today are saying I support Ken, they will return to the party and leave him.
Okay.
And you should look at Alan.
You should ask the one who got 32%.
And you should
32,000
You should look at Alan.
Right.
And you should look at other people.
Right.
There was a point, a whole campaign manager for President Kufuor decided to defect and go and join the NDC. A whole campaign manager defected to go and join the opposition.
Yeah.
Okay, so the platform is bigger. I think that he may be bitter. Ghana politics is very bitter because everybody is struggling for some. People may have done a lot of things. The way he's bitter that people have done things to him. The same way there are other people who are also bitter because maybe things he has said or done to them. Absolutely. But it's a political party.
Okay.
So for me, I advise him that he should tread cautiously. He can make his case. Hey, Ken can decide to be in the NPP and be pissing in.
Ibrahim.
Nothing will happen.
We are running out of time. Ibrahim.
Okay. So, yes, yesterday what happened at Alisa, I think, was unfortunate. There was a scuffle. There were individuals who had printed Ken must go banner, and there were others who were stopping them from
useless protest
display.
If you were politicians, or do you have to go there with a protest?
It was needless. But of course, I get the apprehension. People are a bit incensed because they feel, okay, so we have an election to win.
Yeah.
I think it stems from the misunderstanding of what Ken said on Afari. See, Ken said MPP did nothing, right?
Ganyoshi.
Exactly. So it was a direct transliteration from Chi. In politics and political parlance, they say that all the time, you did nothing. It doesn't mean you didn't do anything. You see, unless you are not a political follower, then you take this literally.
I do little.
Exactly. You see, if you say,
all kinds of titles.
MPP people are still saying today that Mahama has done nothing.
Exactly.
Does not mean that Mahama wakes up and does nothing. The point is, what is the purpose of putting up a medical project? For it to attend to the needs, medical needs of people, right? So if it's not been put to use, somebody can then say that you have done nothing. Because no matter what you have done, nobody can go there with a hospital card and get the service, right? But when the party responded with evidence of the rate of completion, I think it should have ended there. Because the party did not even mention Kenneth Japon's name.
No.
In the statement, of course.
They didn't.
The party did not mention. The party said some NDC people and some MPP people.
Yes.
Right? General. Then Ken comes out and says, if you provoke me, you see, and that's where the problem is. He went on his platform to say this. That's where the problem is. I think that the petitions will be attended to. I don't see Ken being ejected from the MPP. Okay. I don't see Ken being sacked from the MPP. At least not over this matter. I've also heard of Mensah to say that Ken will be engaged. And I think that will be the way to go, right? Engagement, where some assurances will be extracted from Ken, that moving forward, the booms might not happen again. Remember, unlike Rawlings, where Rawlings will be in a room with the party to engage, they say, oh, please, Rawlings, tone down. Rawlings will move the next event, he will boom again, right? But yes, I've always maintained that, see, MPP, NDC, they will stay with us for a very long time to come. And so, no individual, if a founder of a party could not get NDC to lose or to stay in opposition forever because he felt things were not going right by his dictate, then no single individual will be bigger than any political party, be it NDC or MPP. And this is our dispensation today. Yes, you have influence. When you leave, there will be political capital that will be made. And that's what happened with Alan. Alan left, NDC made a political capital of his exit. And trust me, political messaging-wise, it affected the MPP. But in terms of numbers, whether Alan has stayed or not, MPP will have still lost. And that will continue to be the case for the foreseeable future.
Right.
No single individual will be bigger than NPP or NDC. If you convince yourself you are, then you are living in a paradise that cannot be described.
No, a fool's paradise.
I would have to say it. Very well. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I think someday, somehow, on Fridays, we should cancel all interviews and just...
But we need more time to...
We are done the whole weekend.
A lot of
Exactly.
issues.
There are so many things to touch on. Very well. Thank you so much. Elvis Darko, he's the managing editor for the New Center newspaper. Awudu Mahama is managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Ibrahim Al-Hassan, Accra News, right? He's a big one. And head of political desk at the EIB Network. We'll take a breather. We've got more for you. Kindly stay with us. For some weeks now, we've consistently been engaging our friends from South Shore University College, getting to appreciate their dynamism and also that game changer when it comes to tertiary education and graduate education as well in this country. And this one, I've been joined by two wonderful people from the college as well. Quite a number of issues we'll be touching on when it comes to graduate education. So if you are watching us this morning and your biggest concern is where to go next after you've had university education, what next to do. If you have any calling or inclination towards leadership, well, this conversation is for you. As well, quickly introduce my guest this morning, as we have Professor Clara Fayose Mante. She is Dean for Tally Graduate School at South Shore University College, and also Xavier Nyamade, who is Deputy Registrar, Tally Graduate School at South Shore University College. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing very well.
That's fine.
Very fine.
Fantastic. So, Prof, when we talk of Tally Graduate School, what is it really about?
Okay, so good morning, viewers. Tally Graduate School is the graduate school for the South Shore University College. And it's a graduate school in which we focus on three major disciplines. So, statistics, data analytics, computer science, and then business. And currently we are introducing masters in public health. So that's what we are doing currently. But we focus mostly on doctoral programs. So we have PhD in business administration. We have Doctor of Business Administration. We have masters in various aspects of business administration. Then we have the same thing for the statistics courses. We have PhD in statistics, statistics and data science, Doctor of Statistics and Data Science, and then the master's level programs. And also we have foundation programs like that trains people, postgraduate diploma for foundation courses for statistics if you don't have it. So that's what we do in Tally Graduate.
And I want to find out the gap that this particular level of education seeks to fill.
Okay, we've realized that in most universities in Ghana, the graduate schools, they change certificates. We want to deviate from that. We want a university or a postgraduate school that focuses on training leaders in industry and with all the requisite knowledge that they need, especially in technology, digitalization, AI, artificial intelligence, and making use of statistics and research, right? And we also want our graduates to be innovators. We want them to come up with innovative ideas. We don't just want them to read and reproduce whatever others are reproducing.
Right.
So we focus mostly on ensuring that we are creating job creators and not job seekers, right? We are not creating consumers, but we are creating producers, right? So in Tally Graduate School, our focus is mostly on making sure that our products contribute not only to knowledge, but they actually come up with innovative things. So, for example, I'll give you a very small example about this. If you take our admission processes, in most places it takes a long time. Ours, we have developed systems in which when you go onto our portal and dashboard and so on, within a few minutes you'll be able to apply.
Wow.
Yes, and this system was developed by us. We are not relying on
third party
things. So we do things ourselves.
Okay.
And then recently we had our PhDs. We've come up with our first crop of PhD students. And they had very interesting things to bring up. One, for example, had something on telecommunication. So in industry, we want to have a niche in industry where we use data analytics We focus on innovation. We focus on bringing out something that will help a particular industry or institution to thrive. And we have a saying that from Africa, a new light, right? So we want to train Africans, we want to train Ghanaians who use our indigenous knowledge, our challenges, and come up with something that will help us, not something that is borrowed.
Right.
You know, we want to be provide solutions to our problems.
Homegrown solutions to our own challenges.
Yes.
Quite interesting. And Savia, when Prof was speaking, she touched on a keyword, leadership.
Yes.
How crucial is that when it comes to Tally Graduate School? And in terms of that as well, what are the kind of people who you're expecting to enroll onto the programs that she talked about?
All right, thank you so much. For us at Tally Graduate School, we attract corporate world, those who are very, very busy professionals. You know, agree with me that most of them who are in the corporate world find it quite difficult in enrolling in school or probably want to, sharpen their skills and all that. So those are the people we attract. But however, if you don't have a process for these people as to how to meet their work schedules, they may not be able to offer these programs. So what we do at Tally Graduate School is that we have done a research and have found out that these people are busy executives. How do we meet them halfway so that they can also come and study with Tally Graduate School? So we provide a platform that will not be a hindrance to what they do as corporate life, their family life, and then what they study at school. So those are the people we attract at the Tally Graduate School.
And what role does leadership play for you?
Yes, in leadership, I have been managing postgraduate students for the past 10 years.
Okay.
And that is what I've been doing all this while. So once these people come into the university, we at the Tally Graduate School, we do not see these people as students. We see them as customers. Yes, we rather view these people as customers. And you know how it means, like when you view someone as customer, you always want the person to come back and purchase your product.
Yeah.
Yes, but when you look at them as students, you may likely treat them as what we have seen in the time past. So we look at them as our customers, and then exactly what they want is what we give them. So at Tally Graduate School, we say you are studying in an executive class. Wow. Yes, that is
studying an executive class. For executive people.
For executive people.
But Prof, he talked about the fact that you're seeking to have more people from the corporate world. Now, if there's one thing they don't have, is time. So how are the classes structured to accommodate them?
We mostly focus on weekend classes for our executives, and it's on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. But we also have seminars, master classes, webinars, and things that will enhance their knowledge. And this is done in the evenings 2 or 3 times during the week. Right. So we take cognizance of the fact that these are people who are working. And the interesting thing is that we have CEOs, we have doctors, we have directors, we have a mixed bag of corporate leaders who want to enhance their knowledge. And so when you come to Tally Graduate School, you are not just coming to school, you are coming to network.
Which is very important.
Yes, you are coming to get to know people at a certain level. And then you'll be able to forge relationships with them. And so it's the other thing that we have that most schools don't have. The leader, and they are very serious. The students are serious because they know they are there for a purpose. And let me assure everybody that when you come to Tally Graduate School, we ensure that if you are doing a PhD, for example, within the 3 years, you will be able to complete your PhD.
Okay.
Yes. Right. We have put down structures in such a way that we monitor, we evaluate. If there's a problem, we solve it. We act like people who have a stake in what we do, and the students also have a stake in what we do. So we consult them. We have town hall meetings with them.
Okay.
If we find out there's a problem, we immediately try to solve it so that it doesn't escalate.
Right.
So generally, Tally Graduate School gives you the opportunity to become a leader wherever you are, in whichever field you have. But the added advantage is that because we are statistically based, and because we have analytical skills, and because we know what we are about when it comes to research, you are able to quickly go through your course and finish. Right.
So let me add up to what Prof just said. So for us at Tally Graduate School, when you come, these corporate people have already built some of their skills already. So the university is actually built on creativity and innovation. So what we do is that when you come, we adapt your skill. We find out what the modern trends, tools that you need to enhance your effectiveness in your office. So when they come, we have something we call traceability studies. We don't just leave our students. We follow up to them and say, what are you doing? How has the studies in here at Tally Graduate School benefiting you in your office and all that? So sometimes you have corporate guys in their office and then, we knock upon their door and we just want to find out how you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you are interested in
we are
this.
interested.
It's not just about come learn and go.
No, we are interested, yes.
So how do people get to get through the admission process? Prof mentioned that it's a very simple process.
Yes.
How do they, and when do admissions open?
Okay, I'll take it from here. For us, as Prof has made mention earlier, we have a process where we take the student through. When you apply, you go through an interview process. And one of the questions we ask at the interview is that, how was your application process? And even at their level, they find it very, very seamless. And that is what we want to project. You see, we do not want a situation whereby you go looking for forms to buy at a bank or at the places, or no. We have digitized everything. And it's simple. It takes you like less than 4 minutes to finish a whole application with all the relevant information that we want. Currently, we are enrolling for our October intake, and that is what we are doing in all the programs that Professor has mentioned.
And it's even displayed on your screen, as you can see. Admissions are open for October 2026 intake. Computer science with management, accounting, marketing, banking and finance, human research, resource management, quite a lot. And so they need to call the numbers?
Yes.
Right, on the screen. 050-7777-435. These are the numbers for people to call if they need to get to know. And recently there have been a lot of issues around universities. Even yesterday, GTech put out a statement with a list of universities. There's no South Shore in that university, in that list, which shows that you are clearly accredited.
Exactly.
So no fears at all.
No fears at all.
Absolutely. Prof, I'll give you the final word on why professionals should make it a point to join this particular intake for October.
Yeah, I think that for Tally Graduate School, you are assured that when you come, you complete your studies, right? And then we give value for the intake, right? So you get value for the money that you are producing, and then you get to know a lot of people to network with. You get a lot of people to build relationship with in industry, in whatever space you find yourself. And then, lastly but not the least, it is a place that enhances your knowledge in corporate governance. Accountability, transparency, ethics. We dwell a lot on ethics in our dealings. And you are taught how to be able to manage your own setup if you are in a position of leadership. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, Xavier. And Tally is what? The African
Leadership Institute. So the African Leadership Institute.
Fantastic. So October intake, it's currently open. You can just call the numbers and also visit their website. Remember, it's South Shore University College. And we've been having conversations with them. The innovation that they bring to even the conversation. I wonder what will happen in the lecture halls. But it clearly tells you that they know what they're about. And if you're looking for any graduate option, please consider South Shore University College. Thank you so much for coming once again. And we'll move on to some other conversations. But of course, 20 is the 26th day of June. There are some lovely people celebrating their birthdays. And so let's celebrate with them. And this one says, happy birthday to Samuel Adansie Ichia Ichampong, Garrison Primary and GHS, in Bema Camp, and it's from your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ichampong, to you. Happy birthday to you, big man. Happy birthday, Melissa Brown of Ultimate FM in Kumasi. Wishing you a beautiful day filled with joy and countless blessings. Enjoy your day and God bless you. And it's from Benghazi to you, Melissa. Melissa, enjoy the day. Happy birthday to you, Nee Thompson Alote. May you find favor from God and man. You're a great guy. Don't stop doing great things. You are made for the higher heights. Enjoy your day. And it's from Jones to you, wishing you the best of today. Belated happy birthday to Ama Santua of Odoko in Accra, and it's from your husband Maxwell Ikwamwa, Nana mother-in-law, Auntie Ama of Wasaiteku, and sister-in-law Doris and baby. They are wishing you the very best of today. God bless you. Enjoy your new age. Happy birthday, Beatrice Nshira Apia. May God bless you so much. May you soar to higher heights, far beyond the sky. We love you so much. And it's from your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Apia, and your siblings to you, wishing you the very best of today. Happy birthday. So Mr. and Mrs. Apia, wishing Beatrice a happy birthday. Happy birthday, AC1 Ando sisters. I hope you get to kick back, relax, and enjoy your special day. Thank you for always having our backs both in and out of uniform. Enjoy your day. And it's from the entire Diamond Wings Band, Air Force Base, Burma Camp, here in Accra. Happy 40th birthday, Mensah Awatri Pratt. May this milestone be a divine turning point where every endeavor is crowned with success, your health strengthened, and your years multiplied. May God's grace and favor surround you in your going out and in your coming in every step and every season. May all your needs be supplied according to his riches and glory, in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Wishing you the very best of today. Sweet sis, I wish you the best and most blessed birthday ever. May God always be your guide and your help. I love you. Happy birthday. It's from Mrs. Karen Boating. Says, loves you, Ama. More birthday celebrations. Happy, this woman can never be 1 year old. So happy birthday to you, by the way. Blissful birthday to my precious darling Joseph Efa Bediako, wishing him years filled with love, long life, and prosperity. May all his heart desires come to pass. And it's from your queen Adwapoma, wishing you a happy birthday. She says, much love, my king. Emanuela Nakode Kwe of Bright Senior High School, Kukrentumi, and it's from your mom and dad, your siblings as well, wishing you a glorious birthday. May the good Lord answer all your secret prayers and perfect your healing, they say. Happy 50th birthday to my husband, Mr. Stephen Aram Kofi Mensah Agbenyega. Thank you for being the most caring husband, the best father to our children, and the man whose kindness touches everyone around you. You help without being asked, love without keeping score, and lead our home with a gentle heart. So the prayer for you is in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 2, and it's from your amazing wife to you. She says, I love you, babe. Happy birthday to you, sir. Right, so happy birthday to all the celebrants. Do have a wonderful weekend as well. But one of the things that you need to look out for on every single birthday is your health. You need to check out how your body is feeling, how it is appearing, how things are working. You need to know. And that's why one of my favorite doctors is in the studio this morning. And so let's get into the conversation on health. And Dr. Evans Sefa is here this morning. Doc, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I missed you last week.
Yes, it was still a nice encounter with the other host.
Fantastic. And the last time I engaged you, we're talking about cataract, and you told me of the screening exercise and the surgeries that were planned. How did the screening exercise go?
Very fantastic. That is the reason why we are still here talking about cataracts problems and the surgeries that can help to alleviate this complication of the eye. So the screening has been fantastic. We've almost screened about 300 plus.
Wow.
And then we've been able to sieve out about a little bit above 100 candidates or patients that are eligible for the surgery come 2nd and 3rd of July. That's next week, Thursday and Friday.
Right. Quite interesting. But then, for those of my viewers who are just watching us today, when we talk about cataract, what exactly are we referring to?
So when we talk about cataract, it refers to the clouding of a natural lens in the eye. Okay, when you take the globe of the eye, we have this natural lens that helps focus light or beam rays to a film behind the what we see as the eye, which is referred to as the retina. And this translates or sends signals to the brain for it to interpret what we perceive as vision. So when there's clouding or heaviness within this lens, then it happens to block or reduce the focusing of the ray into the film, which is we refer to as retina. So this clouding can occur because sometimes aging processes can make the proteins within this natural lens to disintegrate, and it will affect the integrity of the lens,
right.
And it will lead to clouding. So the person may present with certain partial blindness or cloudy vision, okay, and sometimes may have some photosensitivity or blur vision at night, and to some extent pain to sight.
Right. Okay. And for how people get this, what are the causes?
So the major cause of cataract has to do with the aging process. Okay. It is common with aging, just as I said. Even we with wearing spectacles, you know that after some few years, we are told to go and change our spectacles because the lens is old or the lens is not focused, it's not very sharp. Yes, the same way as one age, the natural history of life causes some of these natural proteins within this lens to degenerate. So they undergo some degradation and all those things, and the integrity of the lens becomes a little bit compromised. So aging is the topmost cause. There are other associated factors like people living with diabetes. They also may have issues with cataract going forward. Then people who have had maybe post-trauma, previous trauma to the eye may cause maybe injury to the eye and the lens, and then maybe during the healing process may cause some degeneration of the proteins. So these are the topmost causes, aside there are other few ones that do okay.
But how do I know what I have is cataract? Because there are some people who say, I can't see too well. Oh, it's just old age.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's normal. But how do I know that, well, this is not the normal aging process, but actually it's cataract?
Yes. So cataract, most often people think it is an aging process. So when you have it, it's
normal.
It's normal. So I want to live my age, and this is some of the things that comes with it. So usually, you see, in the local parlance, we say cataract is a te. You see this whitish plaque on the darkest spot in your eye. You see that whitish, it looks whitish. That means that your protein is denatured. So it makes you to have this cloudy or whitish plaque, opacity in your lens. So anybody who sees you may notice that your that black jet spot is
it's not fully black. There's something
on it.
Yeah.
So people who are quite let me say inquisitive can really look into your eyes and really see that there's a problem with the blackness of your lens. Then you could see that you have cataract. So when you also come and the doctor screens you, that is all what he's going to see. He's going to put in going to do an eye examination under a slit lamp microscope, and you then visualize the eye and see the same opacity in the lens.
There are some people who see this, and once they see that thing on their eye, their resort is, let me just get to the pharmacy, let me get some eye drops. In 3 days, it should clear.
Yeah, that's a very wrong practice to say so. You know, the eye is the window to the brain, and then the brain is what holds us. Even though we say the heart is also very important, but you become a vegetable when your brain is not working. And then one of the most painful diseases that I will not even wish for my enemy is blindness. You can't see anything. You can't experience the beautiful things that is going around you, even the bad things that is going on. You can't see anything. You can't perceive life. So it is very sad for anybody to lose his sight because of negligence. Just having to do with just going into the pharmacy shop to buy an over-the-counter medication and apply it on your eye. Okay, so it's a very bad practice for anybody to.
I've even heard people who say breast milk.
Yes.
On their eye.
Yes. So, and sometimes, application of this breast milk and all those things can, if it is not sterile, okay, the process of even harvesting the breast milk and putting it into the eye can introduce some contamination into the eye, and you come back with a full flared infection in the eye. We've seen this thing so many times with children coming in with eye conjunctivitis because mother put milk on the eye. They store the milk and the milk went bad. But when you smell it, it's okay. But the putrefaction has started. The rottenness or the decaying of this thing is going. But you cannot really perceive. They put it on the eye, and then the child or baby gets severe conjunctivitis.
So what's the cure for?
So as I said last time, Great Kingdom Medical Center believes that nobody should suffer from an eye condition that can be treated, and can be cured. So one of the leading cause of blindness among our aged and even people living with diabetes and the rest is cataract. And we've come to realize that cataract surgeries is the safest and most successful surgeries that can be performed with people living with cataract. And as soon as you get these surgeries done, vision is restored immediately. Within 72 hours, patient will see some improvement. After 4 to 6 weeks, there's complete healing, and patient is back on his feet, seeing everything as it is. So if one has cataract, surgery is the mainstay treatment. So you have surgery, we remove the denatured lens and we replace it. And then that is
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
And you say the recovery period is between?
You will see immediate recovery as soon as, but we expect that within the 4 to 6 weeks, you will just have to, you will have complete recovery. Once there's a surgical procedure around the eye, sometimes the touching, the stretching of the organs or the tissues may cause some inflammation. So we'll give you something to just reduce the inflammation. That's why within 4 to 6 weeks, everything settles, and then you are back on your feet.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So talk to me. You've been able to get about 100 cases of cataract, and then the surgeries will be on the second and third.
So basically, our target, we've not even hit our target for surgeries. So
you want to do more?
We wanted to do more. We wanted to do about 150.
Wow.
Yes, 150 surgeries in all. So we are a little bit above 110 thereabout. So the decision is that since we set a target, we want to achieve it. So we still open our doors for anybody who walks in. You'll be screened because the resident doctor is still around. The resident ophthalmologist is still around with the team, setting up for 2nd and 3rd July. So we are still open for people to walk in.
So come and get your eyes screened.
Just come and get your eyes screened. If you are eligible for the surgery, we enroll you in the free cataract surgery program, and you will have your sight restored and hope restored. Once hope is restored, you become independent, and your dignity is also restored.
So for most people, you think this is just cataract surgery. No, it's talking about your dignity, your hope, restoration of all of that. Because if you can't see, you can't even watch me on GH1 TV. So please make your way to Great Kingdom Medical Center now. Make sure that you are screened. If they trace cataract, there's hope for you. Free surgery on the 2nd and on the 3rd of July as well. Doc, thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure having you. Dr. Sefa is the medical director, acting medical director of Great Kingdom Medical Center. Free cataract surgery on the 2nd and 3rd. So please make sure you're making your way there to get screened. And you already know where they are. Climb the mountain, go and visit them in the Eastern region, and then get this done. They have super ultra modern facilities to welcome you, receive you, and get this done for you as well. Well, it's been an exciting run on the show this week. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for always being a big part of our conversations. God willing, next week we are back, but make sure you have a great weekend. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Good morning.